since we
In a dazzling yet haunting revival of one of America's most enduring literary works, The Great Gatsby has returned, not on the page, but as a full-blown West End musical, draped in the opulence of 1920s Long Island, while unearthing the brutal truths beneath its glittering surface. Now playing at the London Coliseum until September 2025.
A year ago on Broadway, we opened at the Broadway Theater. It's now played over 400 performances, and now here we are in London, and the Coliseum is the most glorious venue to be able to do this. We just feel like Jay Gatsby would have chosen this as a venue to host a party, and Jay never gives the same party twice, and we're just really excited to share this brand new version of the musical with West End audiences.
This bold adaptation doesn't just invite audiences to sip champagne at Gatsby's famed parties. It thrusts them into the emotional wreckage of lives built on illusion, longing, and lies. Directed by Mark Bruni and fresh off a successful Broadway run, the show remains faithful to Fitzgerald's 1925 novel, but goes a provocative step further, opening up the internal worlds of characters long trapped by a single narrator's lens.
Obviously, the novel is a first-person narrative through the eyes of Nick Carraway, and what's been great about creating the musical version of this is to be able to live in the heads of all of the characters and to allow them to express their hopes and dreams through song, and to tell this story, which is the Kate Kerrigan, our book writer, calls it a great tragedy disguised as a great party, and that's very much what we're out to deliver, all of the opulence of Jay Gatsby, and then also to tell this story about whether the American dream is possible.
Jamie Muscato delivers a poignant portrayal of Jay Gatsby, not just as a glamorous enigma, but as a man consumed by the past, whose mansion and mystique mask a desperate, delusional hunger to rewrite history. Opposite him, Frances Mailey McCann reinvents Daisy Buchanan as more than just a pretty dream. She is a woman trapped by a patriarchal society, torn between the expectations of wealth and status and the ghost of a love she thought she'd buried.
To Fitzgerald's novel, but I think what Kate's done with our version of the musical is given the female characters more agency throughout the show. I certainly feel like they've got more story and that they're at the forefront of this retelling.
Playwright Kate Kerrigan rewrites the rules of this classic by giving these women depth, motive, and power, shifting the moral center of the story away from hollow glamour and toward uncomfortable truths.
So Daisy, she is this beautifully tragic woman in the 1920s. She's in this marriage which is for, status and wealth, and she's a debutante. And then Jay Gatsby comes back into her life after 5 years, who's an old flame. So she basically wants to have her cake and eat it. She wants to be in this marriage, but also go off and have fun with her former flame.
I guess it's a tragedy, a romantic tragedy. No one ever really gets what they want.
No one wins.
No one wins apart from the house. So yeah, it's very romantic, but it's also doomed and fun, and it's a lot. Like there's just so many different themes in it in Fitzgerald's book that we've managed to put into the musical as well.
This Gatsby doesn't just echo the Roaring Twenties, it interrogates them. With its themes of class division, social mobility, gender dynamics, and the crumbling facade of the American dream, the production feels eerily resonant in an era when inequality is once again skyrocketing and elite privilege remains untouchable. It's the great American story about class and whether mobility is possible, says Bruni, pointing to the show's contemporary relevance.
It's the great American story about class and about whether class mobility is possible. And the green light is the reaching for a life that's outside your station is something that is at the heart of the American experience, and yet it is sometimes impossible. And certainly the message of that, as the gap between the haves and the have-nots gets wider and wider, feels ever more present and contemporary.
As economic gaps widen globally, Gatsby's fall no longer feels distant or mythical. It feels like a mirror held up to today's world. A century after its publication, The Great Gatsby still mesmerizes. But in this West End revival, the story is no longer just about one man's doomed love. It's a blistering commentary on the illusions we all chase, the systems that uphold them, and the silent voices that history tried to ignore. Under the shimmer of jazz and chandeliers, this Gatsby forces its audience to ask, in a world that worships wealth and appearance, who really gets to dream? And who pays the price for it?